folks, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. If you're on Patreon, thank you for coming here and supporting us through Patreon. It makes a huge difference in our ability to bring you the very best of what is going on in the very worst of situations. We call it shit hitting the fan. If you're on YouTube, be sure and subscribe. Hit the notification bell and share these videos with everyone you can. That's what you can do to help us. Now, what can I do to help you? Well, I've got a little bit of fact. I've got a little bit of truth. And as that movie goes, you know, you can't handle the truth. I'll tell you what, I think you can. It is the mainstream media. It is our government that says you can't handle the truth. Well, I guess if they gave you the truth, you would come to some different conclusions than what they want, huh? Well, I tell you what, I've got some opinions, some facts, some thoughts that come from something and somewhere other than our government. Now, there's a gentleman named Mike Glover. I don't know if you're familiar with his name. He's a special ops kind of guy, retired sergeant major from the Green Berets. He's been a private contractor, and now he's working for some NGOs, some non-government organizations. And essentially, he's come out and the way I read the headline is the Biden administration has abandoned thousands of Americans, doesn't care, and is lying about it. Another way you could read the headline is the mainstream media is trying to protect Joe Biden and the Biden administration and doesn't want you to know the truth because you can't handle the truth. Another way to read it is American veteran served his country and says thousands of Americans are still stranded inside Afghanistan. Where's Biden on this? They don't want to talk about it. Where's the mainstream media? They don't want to talk about it. How many times were we told we don't know how many people are over in Afghanistan? How many times were we told how many Americans, American citizens, are still stranded there? Folks, apparently there's some still stranded at the airport. Maybe that's the 2 or 3 or 500 that the United States government wants to admit to. But Mike Glover, who is a hands-on man on the ground, has come out and said there are thousands of Americans. This is unconscionable. This is unacceptable. It is horrific. Folks, if you've ever been in a significant amount of pain, if you've ever felt abandoned, if you've ever had your life threatened and you had to face that situation, if you ever doubted you would ever see your loved ones again, then you are feeling a small part of what these people feel, because they feel all of that and more. The Americans that are stranded, been left essentially for dead or worse in Afghanistan, in and around Kabul, all over the country. And the government doesn't want you to know, because they don't think you can handle the truth, and they don't think you deserve the truth. You don't deserve to have the facts. You don't need to know. You know, you're on a need to know basis, and you just don't need to know. And that's how they roll, folks. Literally, that's how they roll. Thousands of Americans stranded in Afghanistan. What is Joe Biden doing? Nothing. Mike Glover says the non-government organizations, kind of like the Pineapple Express there, Operation Pineapple Express, they're doing all they can and trying to rescue stranded Americans. What is Biden saying? Well, they're counting on the Taliban to help them. Really, the same Taliban that won't let the airplanes leave the airport that have Americans on them. Can you imagine sitting, folks? Now, we've been covering this for how many weeks? But can you imagine you sitting in an airport in Kabul, Afghanistan? How are you eating? How are you bathing? How are you using a restroom? How are you living in an airport day after day, week after week, not knowing the moment that some Talamaniac could come on through the door and just start gunning you down? demanding that you put on your hijab, or demanding you put on a burqa, making you show your papers and show your papers and show your papers if you've even got papers. There's people there right now facing that, folks. Americans, and our government is doing nothing. They know you can handle the truth. That's why they don't want to tell you the truth. And more Americans every day are waking up every single day and realizing this is no longer America. That the government is not here to help. That the Biden administration is lying its ass off about a great many things. Now, the other day, I was talking about all of the sports stadiums that were erupting with "fuck Joe Biden" choruses. And I said, you know what? We need more of those Trump banners. And lo and behold, ask and ye shall receive. It happened, folks. At the same time that good old Joe Biden was in Idaho at the Boise State football game, someone dropped the Trump banner, and it also said, "Save America." And so fans started cheering USA, 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 right? And over the weekend at other stadiums, it was the "fuck Joe Biden" chants. It is getting louder. It is getting more common. People are frustrated. People are pissed off. Now, this week, Biden showed up in California, and he was met there as well. You bet. Everybody loves Joe Biden, right? Well, not quite. Not quite. I believe it was in Ontario, not Canada, but Southern California. Right? Biden went down there to say, you either keep Newsom as your governor or you'll get Donald Trump. That's not a joke. Can you believe it, folks? He has to still bring Trump into this. It's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Anyways, outside of Long Beach City College, Biden, that's the president of the United States. The president of the United States shows up with his big motorcade, all the cars, all the security details, all the presidential hoopla and regala. And what was he met with? A huge mob of Americans, patriots, Trump supporters, and political dissidents who have had enough of the bullshit. And they booed the hell out of Biden as he drove by. You can find the videos on the internet. If you're on Patreon here, you should be able to get those links from the description. Now, there were more than 1,000 Trump supporters carrying "fuck Biden" signs that lined up outside of the college. Right? Signs that said a lot of different things. Some of them I can't say here. Oh, let's see. I'm looking at a picture now. One says, yeah, he won. Another one says traitor. Another one says "fuck Joe Biden." Yeah, people are pissed off, folks. They're pissed off. They're tired of this. They're tired of being lied. They want the truth, and not just some political rhetoric, but they want the truth to come out and then action to be taken on that truth. With regard to Cerveza-Bug, it's done. It's absolutely done. There's a report out of Australia that they're giving certain medication to people who have had the Jim Jones juice that still end up in the hospital. They're giving them a medication that everyone else isn't allowed to have. Now, this is just a report. It's not coming from an expert, a trusted source, but I thought to myself, does that sound like something that would be done, considering the fact that we're not getting the truth, that we're getting nothing but lies, that there is a screaming, horrifying agenda? Yeah, that's just it. You know, it sounds believable based on the fact that we can't get the truth out of this government. They can't. And you know what they can't stand? What the political left, what the globalists, what they can't stand is they can't handle the truth. They can't handle the truth, and that is that they botched the economy. They have botched the entire system by corrupting it. They have screwed up our entire nation, top to bottom, education, military, police, local government, national government, state government, education, the social structure, everything that is America, right? The American way. They've jacked it all up, and they don't want to hear the truth about that. They don't want it talked about because they need to create chaos, folks. They absolutely need to create chaos so they can make their order out of chaos. Their Novus Ordo Seclorum, the new order of the ages, the new world order. They want that, and they're doing it, folks. You want the truth? Can you handle the truth? Look at how things have gone. We have been in a process that has taken decades to get to this point of pain and suffering where we're at now. As a people, as a nation, as the world. And they're going to keep going and marching. It's just now everyone is realizing and seeing the effects. How America is being destroyed in the eyes of the world, how America is abandoning its own people, both domestically and abroad. How other nations are stepping up, like Australia, and absolutely becoming tyrannical, off the charts tyrannical. And the people are yet to physically fight back. There have been protests, and I don't want to glamorize them, but there have been protests where people have engaged and fought and struggled in Australia, in Portugal, in other countries around the world, even in the United States, because the government tries using its agents. Governments around the world use their agents, that is normal people, and say, we'll give you some money to go beat the shit out of those law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. Quite a bit different than the non-law-abiding, non-tax-paying communists. There's a big difference, folks, between those people, right? Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at that. We got a lot of research to do around here today, a lot of facts to cover, a lot of truths to expose. And what I ask you is share these videos, help get more exposure to what is going on. People know something's wrong. They pretend like they don't. They pretend like it's someone else's problem. They pretend like it'll all be fixed. This is America. See, their faith in the America that they remember, that they imagine, the faith in America that it's still there, right? The street signs are up, the lights are lit, everything's okay, it's America, it'll get fixed. It is not going to get fixed unless they all take action. And what action do I say take? I say prepare. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. And then prep to action. That is, take action on your own behalf, on the behalf of others. Call, write, email, text, phone, smoke signals, banners, flags, side of the road, front of the courthouse, whatever it takes, get the message out. Take some action on your own behalf. Get out in front, right? Share information with others. That's the start. You may not be engaged when it gets to the violent stage, but we've got to get there, and we will. It's just whether or not you are going to participate. Now, can we turn this thing around before it turns into a complete shit show and Mad Max? It's possible, however unlikely, because tyrants can't handle the truth, and that is that they're complete assholes acting out of line, and they have no real authority. They can't handle the truth. So they push their luck until finally, ultimately, they are defeated through violence. So odds are we'll get there. But if enough of us stand up now, we may be able to cut it off at the pass. Let them know. At the very least, you'll show people that people are mad, people are upset, change needs to happen, and that they need to be prepared. Look at food prices. Look at what's going on. Tell me when it gets better. You don't have to tell me when it gets worse. I'll hear about it, and I'll see it in the stores, just like you will. Folks, Godspeed to you. Chance favors the prepared mind. Is yours. And Semper Fi.
Audio Jungle.